The spirit of competition is strong for these teams as we head into the friendly round for Quack's Marble Clash Season 2. Hello everyone, I am of course the titular Quack, and I am excited to present the friendly round where the 4 auto-qualified teams and the 4 relegated teams will be demonstrating the qualifier events, and you can see the fans have shown up in droves to see the first true competition of this season, although of course it's not in the main season yet, so it's really mostly just for bragging rights, but the Stone Golems fans don't care. They want to see their home team compete in these events since they weren't in the draw. They haven't gotten to see them yet. And first we have one of the brand new events, Tower Descent, and it lives up to its name. You can see this absolutely monstrous tower that the marbles will have to descend. It'll be 4 at a time, and you'll see how it works here. The 4 members of each team will descend the tower, and the lead marble will be timed, so speed is a factor. But you get 1 penalty second for every marble that doesn't finish. And we begin with the demonstration team, the Malamex, similar to the Seashells from last season. They will be demonstrating the events here. And right now they're doing a pretty good job keeping everything clean. You can see all the obstacles they have to get around, like the staircase and these pinwheels, but they will get everyone down to the end. So that was a very excellent run from the Malamex there, doing a good job demonstrating how you want to get this event done. And sometimes keeping the marbles spread apart is key. You think you want everybody to get down quick, but it's only the lead marble that gets timed. So there's a bit of strategy involved there. You only need your first marble to go fast. The rest can spread out, not getting in each other's way. But we begin with the relegated teams. The Gugos, the Snow Skaters here. Jelly Jammers and Gigawatts did not escape relegation last season in the B-League, and the Snow Skaters already lost 1 on the staircase. Not a good sign. They're keeping... Oh, and one of them will get stuck in the pinwheels. It's not looking too fast either. They will get these 2 down to the end, but 2 penalty seconds and a not particularly fast-looking time. I don't think this is going to shape up well for the team that got dead last in the B-League last season. Hoping to recover a bit this season, try to go to the qualifiers for Season 3, but a 12.23, we haven't seen any other runs, so it's hard to say if that's going to stack up well or not, but I can't imagine it will be all that good with how much they struggled. They almost got, they got very slow at the end, but now the Gigawatts, they've swapped out half their roster. As you can see here, they're 2 new blue marbles, and they almost both got stuck right there. They shuffled the order around a little bit, and one of them has gotten stuck now. They still have 3 of them going. They could be setting up strong here. Oh, but they lose 1. They're very quick around that last little loop at the bottom, but with 2 marbles getting stuck, it's all going to come down to time, and they will not be faster than the Snow Skaters. A 12.43 will put them in second place, but that's out of 2 runs. And the 2 new members, Hertz and Farad, showing their inexperience here, both getting stuck higher up on the course, while Volt and Watt will both make it to the end, but all for naught. As now the Jelly Jammers, another team that they came close to escaping relegation last season. They got a bronze in the last event, but it wasn't enough, and they have a new captain now. Jelly with an I is taking the spot of Jelly with a Y, but right now they're just getting all the end, and they were a bit slow, and obviously will get everybody to the end. Their 4th marble almost got stuck there. That's Jelly, the former captain. And they actually did a great job as the anchor, pushing everybody, making sure they got everyone to the end at a 10.98. If I'm not mistaken, is the slowest time we've seen so far. But because they got everyone to the end, they will take the lead. And we'll see if the Gugos can compare. The Gugos, disappointed last season, only got relegated on a tiebreaker with the Azure Diamonds, and they want to improve this season. This can go to the main league sometime in the future, but for now, oh, they've already got 1 stuck on the staircase, not a good sign, but they're looking very fast so far. They can keep everybody spread out and clean, and that'll help, and oh, they got 1 stuck in the pinwheels. That's unfortunate. That pretty much guarantees the Jelly Jammers will take the win in this first friendly round event, but they might be able to take second, and they do. They were very quick there. At 12.17 is the fastest, they were the fastest time we've seen, but the 2 penalty seconds hurt them quite a bit. But now we've seen how this event works, and now the auto-qualified teams will get to demonstrate it. We'll see how their times compare. And looking at the results here, is pretty much all in the Jelly Jammers' favor because the other 3 all got 2 penalty seconds. So we'll see how this compares to the rest. 4 valuable points going to the Jelly Jammers. And now we head to, as I mentioned, the auto-qualified teams, and we'll begin, of course, with our hosts, the Stone Golems. Now they get to compete here in their home stadium, as I imagine they've been anticipating for a long time, and they're off to a pretty good start, looking pretty quick through these opening layers. Oh, and they got 1 stuck already in the pinwheels, not a good sign, but so far still doing a good job. Guardian, the captain, very quick around the end there. Oh, their last marble just got stuck at the end. Heartbreaking for them, but they will still get 2 at the end, and the home fans are still pleased with that run, with how quick they were down to the end. That might help. The speed is still very important, even if you get some stuck higher up the course. And a 12.02 is still pretty darn fast. If I'm not mistaken, that is now the fastest we've seen of any of the runs so far, but the 2 penalty seconds definitely hurt. We'll see how the rest of the runs compare. Now the Ivy League, 3rd place overall last season. Pretty strong, of course, and we'll see how they can compare. And right now they're keeping it clean. They don't get anybody stuck on that first staircase, but they will get someone stuck on the pinwheel. It looked like they almost got stuck there on the second staircase, but they managed to keep going, and those 3 will get to the end. They didn't look very fast, though, and they will still take the lead with an 11.84. That was a very slow time, but with the 1 penalty second, they will still be able to beat the Stone Golems narrowly. I imagine the home fans will not be pleased about that, but there's still a lot of room for improvement here, as we've seen the Jelly Jammers didn't get anyone stuck, so, and I imagine the other 2 auto-qualified teams are going to try and challenge that. And now the Red Rockets, let's see what they can do. They came just shy of the championship last season, and right now they're doing pretty good. They almost got hung up on the staircase there, but they're looking very fast so far. Oh, Tank just got stuck on the staircase there, and they will get everybody to the end in pretty quick time, but well, I can't say everybody because of Tank getting stuck, but an 11.28, very respectable. They will go into the lead, and we'll see now the reigning champions, the King Crabs, if they have anything to say about this. And you can see right there the fuselage at the back almost getting stuck, but Red Rockets fans still happy they slot into the provisional lead for now. But now, as I mentioned, the reigning champions, the King Crabs, trying to pick up where they left off. I suppose with how poorly their second half of the Season 1 went, maybe trying to regain some of their former strength, but for now they're looking very strong, all very fast. Nobody's getting stuck yet, and they will get everybody to the end. That pretty much guarantees they will be winning this first event, unsurprisingly, for the reigning champs. And the 10.2 flat will be a very strong time there. If I'm not mistaken, the strongest we've seen from either friendly round, and that means the King Crabs will be taking the win here. If I'm not mistaken, literally every round in this auto-qualified friendly got better as they went along, so you can see that part of the friendly round is about learning from the past runs and adapting your strategy, and the King Crabs definitely did that. They will be taking the valuable 4 points here, and the Stone Golems, unfortunate for the home team, not getting any. But now we move to another technically new event, the hurdles. It's very similar to the sprint that we saw last season, but now there are a lot of bumps on the track, slows them down quite a bit. It adds a lot more strategy and a lot more chaos, so there's a lot more to think about when it comes to the hurdles compared to sprint, but of course, it's still very similar as we head back to the B-League friendly, where the Gugos and the Jelly Jammers were both very strong. We'll see how they can do. And Hertz, the brand new member, the Gigawatts, will be debuting here in their individual debut, I suppose. And right now it's the Snow Skaters well out ahead. The Gugos will actually take the lead, and really no one can challenge those top 2. They got off to a very quick start. And Ooze of the Gugos will take the win here with a 3.53. Dude, that is a bit slower than the times we saw in sprint last season because the track is much bumpier now, but the Jelly Jammers now drop down to 2nd place in the standings, and the Gugos will take the lead with a win and a silver. But you can see how quick this event goes when there's only 4 marbles to compete, as we're already heading into the main league version now, or the auto-qualified version, and this is a pretty stacked heat. Needlepoint, Thruster, and Spider were all medalists in sprint last season, and Android is a great athlete all around, so this could really go to anyone. But right now, Android has a narrow lead with Needlepoint challenge. Oh, they lose it at the line. Android will take the win here, and look at that Spider. Gold medalists in sprint last season, showing their prowess here, just taking the 2nd place at the end by 100th of a second. And Thruster, the captain of the Red Rockets, disappointing there with 4th. But in the meantime, the King Crabs unsurprisingly hold on to the lead there, just barely beating the Ivy League in hurdles here. But Stone Golem's still pleased for now that they won an event after disappointing in tower descent. And now we move to balancing, which I imagine you don't need much description for, but 4 members of each team run down the balance beam, scored by how far they get down, and that's cumulative for the whole team, so you really have to be consistent. Of course, finishing does help, but unlike in some leagues, there are no extra points for finishing the beam, it's just the length of it. But now we begin with the Gigawatts, and their new alternating uniforms, and whoa, 2 of them fall off immediately. The 2 new members, actually, much outperformed, and if I believe it was Farrad who got all the way to the end with a 92, yes they did, and a 195, not too bad. Usually 200 is around the midpoint you think of, but still a respectable showing for the Gigawatts. Now the Snow Skaters, let's see what they can do. They, as well as the Gigawatts, have been struggling, and oh, they lose 2 very quickly. They actually lose all 4 pretty quickly. One of them got to around the midpoint. Yes, a 45 from their captain was decent, but a 117 is an unfortunate run for the Snow Skaters, not what they wanted to see. Now the Jelly Jammers, let's see how they can do after winning the first team event of the friendly round. Oh, and they lose a few pretty early, and that didn't look too great either. I think that'll narrowly beat the Snow Skaters. Yes, it will. 144 goes into 2nd place, but still not very strong runs from anybody so far. We'll see if the Gugos can capitalize on this, currently leading the standings already. And a strong showing here could pretty much clinch it, but they're going off in a big pack. Well, they almost do. One marble will get all the way to the end. But with 3 of them going off very early, yes, it will only be enough for second place, won't quite challenge. And that was actually not the strongest from really any of the teams. The Gigawatts will take the win there with only a 195, but still a respectable showing, of course, with their one finisher, but surprising. But either way, the Gigawatts will take the win here with four valuable points, putting them up into second place. It's actually tied for second place. And the Gugos, it's going to be difficult for anyone to usurp them in the standings, but now we begin with the Ivy League for the main league friendly. They've been struggling so far, and it almost went off in a big pack, but they will get one to the end. One of them gets very close. That was a pretty strong showing at a 247, already blowing all of the B-League teams out of the water. And the one finisher and a 74 definitely helped their score quite a bit. And the Ivy League fans definitely happy about that. They need some good points here if they want to contend in this friendly round. Now the Red Rockets, let's see what they can do. And they're off. They lose 2 very quickly. One of them toward the midpoint. A bit disappointing, though, for the reigning gold medalists in the main league balancing last season. And only a 141, more than 100 points short of the score they set back in that event. But still not terrible. That will take second place. We'll see how the rest compares. The Stone Golems, the home team, doing strong so far, winning the last event. And they lose 2. They will get one all the way to the end. That was pretty strong, and Guardian, the captain, practically doing a salute to the home fans right there, but it will only be enough for second place with a 216. Still stronger than all the B-League teams, but here you can see going all the way in the fan section, the stewards might need to set up a bit of a safety barrier there, but now the King Crabs, silver medalists in this event in the main league last season. Let's see how they do. Oh, they lose 2 very quickly, and only around the 70 mark for their farthest marble. I don't think it's going to be a very strong showing for the King Crabs, and no, it won't be third place, a 161. Not awful, but still not a great run. But that means it will be the Ivy League taking the win here. They definitely needed some points, and the Stone Golems taking second place after winning the last event will definitely help them. King Crabs getting third is going to narrow their lead quite a bit. Really, all of the top 3 still well within contention, all only a single point apart, and the Red Rockets have definitely disappointed so far. Not boding well for their main league aspirations, but now into the final event here, the Sand Moguls, and you can see it's much larger, much wider than the track we saw last season. And of course, it's like the hurdles in the friendly round, where it's just one run for everybody, one heat. In the qualifiers, it'll be based on time, but for now, we'll have to see is this big, intimidating track. And the walls are also a bit more ruffled, so it's a bit more difficult to navigate the terrain. It's not quite as easy to just ride the wall. So we'll see the Malamex demonstrate. It's very quick. Their one marble got ahead. You can see that one marble went to the far side, bumped against the wall a few too many times, came much slower across the line. But we begin now with Farad, Skim, Gel, and Gelu for the relegated teams, trying to put on one last show here before going to the B-League. Right now it's the Jelly Jammers out ahead, and really no one's going to challenge them. The Gugos made a great run at the very end to take second place from the Snow Skaters, and that might just be enough to win this friendly round. We'll have to see, though. And a disappointing run for Farad, brand new member of the Gigawatts, but yes, the Gugos will take the win here in the B-League friendly round. Jelly Jammers and Gigawatts round out the podium, technically, though there is no podium ceremony here, unfortunately. The Snow Skaters disappointing. Last place in the B-League last season, and last place here. And now we head to the auto-qualified teams, where 3 of them still definitely contending. Red Rockets, unfortunately, not among them, but Red Rockets did well in this event last season. We'll have to see. Right now, they're very close. It's the Ivy League out ahead. Will they hold it? Yes, they will. Jewelweed from the Ivy League will take the win here. Usage from the Red Rockets got bronze in this event last season, if I'm not mistaken, and the other 2 weren't so strong here, but Ivy League winning, how will that shake out? The Ivy League will take the win in this friendly round, winning both of these last 2 events. And Stone Golems and King Crabs actually tied for second place, so interesting happening there, but the Red Rockets disappointing again with getting last overall here in this friendly round. But there you have it. That was the friendly round. Now all of the teams going to the qualifiers have a lot to study to figure out how these events work, but we'll see as we head into the qualifiers coming soon. Stay tuned, and thank you for watching.